Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, the table below shows the relationship between the number of hours per week that a student takes piano lessons and the total cost he must pay for the lessons. The total cost includes the appropriate hourly rate and the enrollment fee. What is the rate of change that represents this table? And second question is, what is the enrollment fee or initial value? So let's analyze the problem. Well, first of all, we're gonna notice that they're talking about the hours or the number of hours, if you wanna think about it, the number of hours that the student takes the piano lessons, right? The second thing that we are gonna discuss in this problem is the actual cost that he pays for those lessons. And of course, this means the total cost, okay? Now, the total cost includes two things: the price per hour and the enrollment fee. Very good. So we have to make sure that we understand these two charges for that student. Next, we are gonna look at the question. So the question is asking me to find the rate of change. Rate of change means I need to find the slope, which is m. I can also think about finding the change of the y over change of the x. Whichever one you want to choose, it will be correct. What we are going to do is we actually going to use the formula, just because I want you to be more familiar with the algebraic point of view. So the formula says slope equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x of 2 minus x of 1. What I need to do next, I need to choose 2 points from my table. Whichever points you want, it would not matter, okay? So the point that I'm going to choose is 3 and 45. Second point is going to be 8 and 95. What I want to do next is I want to write labels here. So the number of hours is my x values and the total cost is my y values. Therefore, 3 is going to be x of 1, 45 will be y of 1, 8 is my x of 2, and 95 is my y of 2. What I want to do now is I want to circle my x values, because remember, those are the ones that I write on the numerator. Let's continue. Y of 2, it's a 95, minus y of 1, which is 45. All of that divided by 8 minus 3. If we subtract 95 minus 45, we get 50 over 8 minus 3 is a 5. If I simplify, m equals 50 over 5, it means 50 divided by 5. And I do get a 10. Therefore, the rate of change for this problem is 10. So if you try to understand what that really means, it means that this student is going to pay $10 per hour. Okay? So that would be $10 per hour. Notice how there is an extra charge. The enrollment fee, that's an extra charge. Sometimes we call it the initial value. Okay? So initial value will be when x has a 0, and that will be my y value right here. So for many of us, it will be the Y-intercept. Okay? So what we're going to do next is I'm actually going to find the y-intercept by using the equation of a line, okay? And the equation that I'm going to use is going to be the slope-intercept form, which says y equals mx plus b. In order for me to use that formula, I need to know one coordinate or one point from my table. You can choose whichever point you want. It doesn't really matter, okay? And you are gonna need to use the slope that we found earlier, which is right here. So let's choose a point. I'm gonna write down the point over here, and I can choose another point than the one that I use for a slope, just to show you that it doesn't really matter what point you choose. The point that I'm choosing is 5 and 65, where 5 is my x value, 65 is my y value. Let's replace those values on the equation. Y, it's 65. M, it's a 10. X, it's a 5. I'm choosing the points from here. Plus B. Now remember, B is your y-intercept. So let's move on. 10 times 5 is a 50 plus B. I need to leave B by itself by taking away or subtracting 50 on both sides. So 50 minus 50 cancels out. I ended up with B, and 65 minus 50 is 15. This is my initial value, or this is the enrollment fee. I'm going to write it down on my coordinates, so this will be a 15. So the answer for letter B would be, what is the initial value? Okay, the initial value is going to be $15. If you want to go back and see if it makes sense, basically it means that before they charge you for any hours of the piano lessons, you will need to pay $15 just for the enrollment. After that, whichever or as many hours as you use, you will need to pay $10 for each one. So what I want to do next is I'm going to write down my little box over here. I'm going to choose one of those coordinates from my table. I'm going to choose 5 hours. So according to my problem, if he goes to these lessons for 5 hours, he will pay $10 for each hour. So I will need to multiply 10 times 5, and I do get a 50. But now I need to pay the $15 of the initial fee or enrollment, and I will get a total of $65. And notice how right here on the Y, I do see a 65. This is one way that you can check if your answer makes sense or not.